tens of thousands rallying in so-called hands-off protests against President Trump and what organizers are calling a hostile takeover of our country. There were demonstrations in all 50 states. Those protests coming on the heels of the president's Liberation Day, the largest tariff increase in nearly a century, adding a 10% universal tariff on all imports into the U.S., plus additional tariffs on more than 180 countries across the globe. And this includes even the Heard and McDonald Islands near Antarctica, an uninhabited Australian territory filled with penguins. The sweeping changes startling the stock market in its worst week since the breakout of COVID in early 2020. The president, however, not budging. Take a look, posting this on Truth Social, quote, "My policies will never change. This is a great time to get rich, richer than ever before." One GM plant in Indiana already planning to pump up American production, expanding its operations to make more trucks like the Chevy Silverado and the GMC Sierra. But how will these tariffs affect you at home? We're expecting prices driven up on everything from food to clothing. Take coffee, for example. 99% of beans are imported, with almost no production in the U.S. outside of Hawaii and Puerto Rico. New tariffs could mean your next cup of joe costs more, as tariffs threaten to raise prices on your next phone. To fruits and vegetables, cosmetics, wine, meat and eggs. The list goes on. And NewsNation's Libbey Dean is live at the White House with the very latest tonight. Libby.
Natasha, despite a record drop on Wall Street this week after President Trump announced those tariffs, the White House insisting that the economy itself is strong, pointing to low inflation and a good jobs report this week. And President Trump, already at the negotiating table with one Asian country, slapped with tariffs above 45% earlier this week. Now, that country working with the White House to drop its tariffs all the way to zero.
The markets are going to boom, the stock is going to boom, the country is going to boom.
President Trump defending his most sweeping tariffs to date, saying America will recover after a stock market meltdown this week. And he's already hearing from world leaders about the tariffs. The president posting on social media that he's spoken with Vietnam's general secretary, who wants to make a deal, saying, quote, "Vietnam wants to cut their tariffs down to zero if they are able to make an agreement with the U.S." Vietnam, a major producer of Nike and Lululemon products, was slapped with a 46% tariff by the administration. And on Air Force One, President Trump saying this could be just the beginning.
Every country's called us. That's the beauty of what we do. We put ourselves in the driver's seat. If we would have asked some of these countries, almost most of these countries, to do us a favor, they would have said no. Now they'll do anything for us.
Back home, General Motors announcing plans to increase domestic truck production and hire hundreds of workers at an Indiana plant. One Indiana lawmaker says the new jobs are always welcome.
We make things here. We make things that Americans need, and it's great that they're going to have more jobs here.
It's a mixed bag from the auto industry, though, in the wake of the tariff announcement. So far, Stellantis announcing it's laying off 900 workers at 5 facilities across the country. And British automaker Jaguar Land Rover says it's pausing car shipments to the U.S. because of the tariffs. And the president's right-hand man, Elon Musk, overseeing the Department of Government Efficiency, calling for a zero tariff system between the U.S. and Europe, creating a free trade zone. The markets hitting their lowest point since 2020 as uncertainty continues following Trump's tariffs. And though the president remains certain the outcome of these overarching tariffs will be positive, Democrats and even some Republicans are not so sure.
Tariffs are simply taxes. Republicans used to be, and conservatives in particular, used to be against new taxes. Adding new taxes will, when you tax something, you get less of it.
This meat axe approach across the board, everything terrible for the American family and really risks a recession.
And more tariffs could be on the way. President Trump said this week that he would be announcing tariffs on pharmaceutical and prescription drugs in the near future. Natasha.
And Libby, Israel's prime minister also set to visit Washington on Monday. What are you tracking on this?
Yeah, this is coming on Monday, Natasha. President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will meet here at the White House. The prime minister's office releasing a statement ahead of the visit saying, quote, the two will discuss tariffs, efforts to bring back hostages, Israel-Turkey relations, the Iranian threat, and the fight against the International Criminal Court, all things that they plan to discuss. Now, this is the prime minister's second visit since Trump returned to office. this being a noteworthy visit. And during the last visit, President Trump revealed his plan to turn Gaza into the, quote, Riviera of the Middle East. We'll see if President Trump expands on that idea following these two meeting here at the White House on Monday. Natasha.
Yeah, Libbey Dean live at the White House tonight, tracking all of that for us. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.